Welcome to Plymouth Ice Center for the 20th CCX Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament. Tonight, game 2 of the tournament. It is the Moorhead Spuds and the host Wayzata Trojans. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox, Dan Ficken, and John Jacobson also joining me for the call here. Maple Grove won game number 1 over Edina to advance to Saturday night's championship, and now we should have an interesting game number 2 as well. Moorhead in the state tournament last year. They've been a perennially great program, probably more so than the other 3, though this year a young group. They don't quite know what they have as much maybe as Wayzata and the 2 teams in the first game. So they'll be looking to work a lot of young players from a great Bantam team that won the state tournament into their lineup this year. They have lost 3 players, early departures to juniors, and 1 to the National Development Program. So the Spuds probably not looked at quite as highly as the other 3, just based on some of those losses, but they're a great program, and they'll be coming hard here tonight. Wayzata graduated quite a bit on D, but they have an excellent goalie back, and they have some firepower up front back. Trojans, the only one of the 3 of this tournament not to be in the state tournament a year ago, but they are ranked number 10 this year coming in. They won 17 games last season. Let's look at key players in tonight's contest, starting with the Spuds, and one of their returning players, one of their captains, Aaron Ryerson. Good size, he's a third-year player, had 14 goals for them a year ago and had a very good fall league as well. So they're looking for him to really step forward and fill in for some of the losses they had to graduation and to juniors. And for Wayzata, at first glance, you might look like Luke Miller and say, is he really big enough to compete hard at this level? But he put up 19 goals as a sophomore last season. Very crafty, good hands, good speed, and Miller's going to be one of the leaders for this Trojans team up front. They feel like they're maybe a little bit faster team than what they've sometimes had in recent years, and they'll have a little bit more firepower perhaps as well. And they look for good things and obviously want to show well in their own tournament as well. We'll see who goes on to take on Maple Grove for the championship. It's the Spuds and the Trojans. Game 2 of Turkey Trot here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
And welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center for game number 2 of the Turkey Trot for 2022. Moorhead and Wayzata. A year ago in this first tournament round, Wayzata defeated the Spuds by a score of 5-2. Moorhead, though, when all was said and done, ended up in the state tournament as the champion of Section 8. Wayzata in that tough Section 6 field lost in OT in the semis to Edina, a team we saw in game number 1 there. We see the outcome from that first game. It was Maple Grove looking good in a victory over Edina. So the third place game will have Edina against the loser of this one. The championship will have the winner going against Maple Grove, and Moorhead will play the early game either way, whether they're in the third place or the championship. It's a nod to their travel time compared to the other 3 teams in the tournament. They'll be playing the 5 o'clock game. Both of these teams have returning starters in goal. And there's Kai Weigel, the Spuds goalie, went 20-5 a year ago, 2.33 goals against. And John Ammerman, their coach, telling me that he was actually their JV goalie in this tournament a year ago, but kind of seized the job as the season went on. And Will Ingeman, one of the premier goalies in the state. You look at some sparkling numbers for him, and some NAHL experience too. We got some U18 national tournament experience over the summer as well, and they're glad he came back and stayed in high school hockey. And here we go for the opening face-off. Ian Ness facing off there against KB St. Hubert, and we are underway. Wayzata in blue and Moorhead in white. Trojans trying to gain control and get it on out, but dumped in behind for Ness, throwing it out front. Ingeman gets his stick on that one, and Wayzata looking to counter out. Knocked over toward Jake Matson. He'll track it down, throws it out front. Whoa, and Weigel gets an early test on the redirect from D. St. Hubert. Now a long stretch pass, but good stick by Finn D. St. Hubert to get a piece of that one.
Boy, Moorhead defense got surprised that time. The other guy was not in front, one was in the corner. That almost cost him big time.
That one intercepted. Here come the Spuds. Little 3-on-1 chance across, back the other way. Ingeman with a great stop.
Whoa!
Able to rob Mason Kraft.
Wow, what a save.
Boy, for first period of first game, you get tested real early, and Will was ready. Both goalies got great attempts against him on that shift. Now back the other way. Here comes Reese Wallen trying to split the D. Reese Wallen to the net, and Weigel turns it away. And then the rebound try was blocked up into the netting, so we may see a little bit of offense the way things look in the early going here.
But the way both goalies stood up, they might be still low scoring, but a lot of offense. Great save here by Ingeman. Oh my gosh. Really came across.
Nice unselfish return pass too. Got the D kind of turned around, and Ingeman wins the battle though. Wallen shot deflected to the corner. Now back out to the point. Kason Sauer, one of their big physical returning defensemen, into the circle. Wallen trying to gain control here. Flipping it down deep now. Looking for Madsen Cool. Back up to the point. Sauer, that one hit. Bodies in front, and the rebound trickled wide. Weigel had a lot of traffic in front of him. Wayzata getting things set up here in the offensive zone. Centering pass here, deflected. And then finally the Spuds able to come on out of there with it. Caleb Alderson. Tip back in deep. Wayzata looking to change up. Garrett Lindbergh's pass deflected in by Alderson, and he'll head off on a change. Jake White now looking to reverse it back the other way. Knocked away at center by Lindbergh and then thrown in. Weigel sending it behind the net. Thrown all the way across here. Trojans trying to get to it. Little spin move there to get out of harm's way. Broken up at center by Wayzata's Alex Score. And get it back in, but then right back out. Matson trying to control it. Right in front of the Spuds bench there, dumped in. Weigel. Matson blocking that one along the wall. Another try to get it out. This time they succeed. Cade D. St. Hubert dropping it back there to his brother Finn. But taken away by Kraft.
Kind of reversal of fortune to start out the game here. Moorhead lost 4 of the top 5 scorers and 4 of the top 5 defense returned for Wayzata, yet Moorhead had a great scoring opportunity. Never downplay your goalie, I'll tell you what. Man.
Tipped out to center here. Cade D. St. Hubert trying to dig it free again here, and now he will. Floating one across. It got by Luke Miller. Miller now picking it up. Takes a bump. Trying to dig it free there. Dalton Songstead over to it. Trojans get it back. Oh, and a little backhander by Miller. Floated it over the top of the crossbar. Wallen circling. Wallen firing. Blocker save there by Weigel as he came out to cut down the angle a little bit. Wayzata doing a pretty good job cycling the puck here, though.
Yeah. Reese Wallen is looking at the speed that he has for the size he is incredible. He's really can move around the puck really well.
And like Miller, he had a good sophomore year for them. Here's Wallen carrying it in. Wallen, nice little drop passes. He brought the D with him. Ooh, and a good opportunity there for Madsen Cool. I really like the way Wallen drove and then took both defenders with him a little bit.
After that first run there, kind of keeping an eye on him. He showed some surprising speed. Nice play out there. That's not really that bad an angle to take a shot. Good save by Weigel.
Long bank pass ahead. Alderson ridden to the corner. That one deflects a couple times toward the corner. No score on the board here. Wayzata's had the better of it, although Moorhead had a great 3-on-1 chance that Ingeman made a save on. But overall, I think the Trojans have been better in the early going here.
Spuds right now, I just hope they don't have to really regret that opening, boy, not getting that goal.
Pass deflected on the way out. Now a second try will get it out of there. And we're going to have a penalty coming up here against the Trojans.
A trip or a hook, I think. Nice move down the boards here.
It's going to be Matson who will pick it up.
It's like a trip. So the Spuds will get another opportunity on the power play here. Yeah, the one thing I like too about these tournaments this early, Jay, you kind of get to see where each team is as far as their experience. And you see that through the power play and the specialty teams. And Moorhead, they lost a lot of people last year. They lost a total of 107 goals from last year's team.
Oh, Trojans unable to clear there. From the circle shot, and it's hit.
That fly over the top of the net and the deflection?
I lost sight of it, but I think yes.
Yeah.
So Spuds looking to regroup here on the power play. Matson going off for tripping at 5:21. Ian Ness carrying it up the left side and dump back out. Lindbergh over to get it. Here's Ryerson. He'll ring it into the corner. Ness leaving it go through to Jack Arnold at the point. Arnold bringing it across. Lindbergh fires. Ooh. Ingeman sliding over and making the glove catch at that one as he ticketed toward that lower corner.
You get a good look at that setup there, that shot. Boy,
oh, yeah,
right
okay,
down.
right onto the top of the net.
Yeah. And that last shot, Ingeman sliding across there, getting a vision of it about when it got halfway down to him.
Good example there of if you can get it with the glove, do it, because then you don't give up a rebound off your pads.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times when you see these good goaltenders, they have sort of an anticipatory sense that they can tell where the puck's going to go, and they start sliding that way, and he anticipated that very well. But that's why he's probably one of the better goalies in the state.
Colby Creer, top returning defenseman for the Spuds. Tip to the corner. And Sauer able to get it out. Under a half minute to go in the power play for Moorhead. Wallen coming into pressure. Weigel, and he gives it away. Here's a shorthanded shot. Then Wallen is swinging a miss on the rebound as it bounced over his stick after the attempt there by Britton Alstead. Alstead trying to keep them penned up in their own zone, though. Moorhead struggling on this power play. Creer will dump it in as the penalty just about to expire. Matson's out of the box. Wayzata at full strength. Ryerson tried to pick it off, but didn't quite get it. Chip loose. Here's a little 2-on-0 and fired just over the top by Jackson Hill. And then it's going to be icing against Moorhead. So Moorhead didn't get a whole lot going in that power play, and then nearly gave up a chance right after it ended, or did give up a chance, nearly giving up a great opportunity. There's John Ammerman, the Spuds head coach, and I like the way he described it. He said, I have all confidence in the world that we're going to be fine, but we may not be that great at the end of November just because of how young we are, getting everybody integrated into the lineup, playing together and all that. Had a little sophomore heavy group, and as skilled as they are and everything, they're still kind of new to varsity, some of them. So, and they're offside here.
But they've been a great addition to this tournament, Jay. We get a good glimpse of somebody up north, whatever. State tournament team really added to this, and I think it's really helped them. And I don't think any coach comes into this tournament thinking, they're good enough to win this thing. I think they're all just checking each other out and checking the team out, because it's really their first games. They don't really have their line set yet.
And Moorhead, obviously, like a few of the other, think of Duluth East, where they know that they're going to have to travel regularly to play the best competition.
Yes.
There just aren't enough schools up in their area. There are certainly some good ones. It's a great hockey area, but they're going to have to come to the Metro too to get some good competition. And they've obviously been more than willing to do that, as they've shown that they are legitimately one of the great hockey programs in Minnesota.
Oh, definitely, with the creation stuff. But I'll tell you something. Traveling with a hockey team is fun. It's just a great time. It's a great experience for the high school kids. So
there's Miller into the circle. Sorry, Dan. There, a chance developing. Now it bounces loose out front. Buds have to dump it back to center. Wallen picking it up there for Wayzata. Return pass, hopped over a couple of sticks. Back to the corner. Sauer up with it there, and he'll swing it around to D. St. Hubert. Tipped over to Wallen. And nice play to deflect that one out by Lindbergh. Thrown back in. Weigel will grab it. 7:50 to go in the first. No score. Wayzata has had the better of the overall play, but the Spuds have had a couple of great chances.
That first rush by Reese Wallen was...
Oh my, there's a turnover in deep. There's a save. Wallen, the backhander. And Weigel able to come up with that one. Boy, Moorhead would like to have that one to do again as he handed it over to Jacob Krasnicka. Here's that Miller opportunity that Weigel fought off. And then right here, oops, hit a teammate's skate with it, and Krasnicka had an opportunity, the freshman.
They got a second opportunity too, and what I liked about that, Miller came in wide, but he hit the goalie. He did not miss the net, and it created two more opportunities for him. Well, so far, that's been the man of the hour so far. He's really stepped up.
Cullen carrying it on the rush, trying to slide that one across. Nice pick-off though by Alex Score, and here come the Trojans. A little bit bunched up though, and the rush broken up. Spuds is trying to answer. Carver has parking, dropping it off, and it deflected away as Cullen Wilson made a centering pass.
I mean, we got another Cullen playing for Moorhead. Surprise.
And Kraft, and a few names that you may remember from the past.
Have some sons and grandsons playing.
Good strength on the puck to battle through that check there by Fulton Songstead. Now here's a shot. Ingeman with the glove catch. Might have been going wide anyway, but he'll force a face off as the sophomore Brooks Cullen firing right there. 6:42 to go. And I was thinking about that coming into the tournament. Moorhead right now is the only one unranked out of these three, but as good as the other three programs have been, Moorhead might have a longer, consistent stretch of good hockey, possibly than any of the other three. Even Edina, maybe.
Yes.
I'm not saying for sure, but they have. You go back 25 years or more, and Moorhead almost every year has been, if not in the tournament, in the mix for it.
Well, I think they have the record of being in state championship games without winning one. Well, it's a dubious record, but at least they got there. It'd be the last few teams I'm playing on high school hockey.
Right.
Strong tradition.
And I think the newcomer of the year, if you will, not of the year, but Maple Grove, let's face it, they are right now right there with any program these last few years, and probably will continue to be the way it sounds from youth hockey. We don't obviously get a chance to study the Bantam tournament that often or anything, but just looking at results, they've been year in and year out right in the mix.
They won a couple of state championships at the Bantam and AA level. They're bringing those kids up, and got a really good coach in Todd Berglund. He's got something going this year, and I think they're not happy about what happened last year.
Return pass to Wallen, and Weigel gets a piece of it. Great setup there as Krasnicka got it back. Now this one chopped and blocked up and over the net. We got an arm going up. We might have a penalty here. Looks like a holding call coming up against the Spuds.
Well, it wasn't on Wallen. Boy, he floated through there like silk. I mean, for a guy that big, to have that much poise and rhythm and skating power, that's something.
Greer's going to go for a hold here. And so Wayzata will get its first power play opportunity. Moorhead didn't fare too well on theirs, and obviously that's something, you know, you worked on it a little maybe, but it's not, you know, second nature yet with the group of guys you're working with. So always good to get a test of it in game situations though.
I think early in the year you take all your seasoned vets and you put them on the power play so they know what to do from last year, but as it grows, you know, you might start seeing a sophomore or junior didn't play much jump on it.
Down low, just chopped away from Wallen. And Finn D. St. Hubert has to go pick it up back in neutral for the Trojans here. So Wayzata and Moorhead tied at 0. Wayzata on the power play. Wallen down deep with it here. Keeps possession into that circle, throwing across toward Miller. Miller back to Wallen. Wallen looking for Madsen. It hopped away from him. Now bounces all the way to the other side. Shot and a goal. Put away there by Jacob Woznicka. And Wayzata is on the board. Tough one if you're Weigel, because the pass actually went past the player was really intended for, but there was another wave behind it, and Jacob was there to pop it home.
Oh, just good puck movement too by the Trojans. They got it down to Wallen down low. He got it around behind the net and got it back out front. And they buried it. You can see the puck come back up front, bounce there, and bang, he's sitting right there.
See, just tapped over off of Wallen. Yeah, that was a tough one to stick with if you're Weigel.
Yeah, he had a guy, Woznicka had an opportunity to stand there for a few minutes to get his bearings, so he knew where to put it up top.
Miller and Madsen will get the assist on the goal. I thought Wallen probably should have. It looked like he might have touched it right before. But either way, it's the goal for Woznicka, not only his first of this year, but his first varsity goal as a freshman as well. So Trojans do get on the board. They have to feel like our overall dominance of the play is finally paid off a little bit.
Well, it's interesting to know, too, that a freshman scored first on a team like Wayzata. I mean, that's hard to make a team as a freshman. He's a 9th grader, for heaven's sakes. There's the master man for the Trojans, Pat O'Leary. Boy, I like talking to him. He's just fun to talk to with hockey. Former Gopher.
And as much as anybody he knows, I mean, anytime you come out here, you want to win, but it's more about building toward the end, and that's where I think all 4 of these programs are in that boat now too. Here's a bad bounce out front. Rebound opportunity is in. Madsen Cool puts it away for Wayzata. As a strange bounce there, and all of a sudden he finds it on his stick in tight.
You see the problem, though? Nobody was on Gibber. Nobody was on the first goal scorer either. Defense isn't covering up. It's just a little offside of the net, but they get their stick on the inside so they can snag any rebound that gets. Well, watch you see here. It gets away. And both the D were in front of the net. Wow, what a quick start with the Trojans here.
Woznicka will get the assist on Poole's goal. And now we got a penalty coming up. It'll be a slash. Going against Kraft. Here's another look at the goal by Cool.
After that first shot, too much of a rebound was given, and they grabbed it again and put it away. So the Spuds got going that penalty kill for the first time. Wayzata gets to work the power play. I think that's just one of the greatest nicknames for high school. The Spuds. I love it.
Madsen trying to turn around and look there, and now it's knocked to the corner. Spuds out of there with it. Nass throwing it ahead toward Ryerson. Ryerson in shorthanded. Ingeman with the stop.
Ryerson just couldn't finish it. Couldn't get a handle on it.
I love the pass and his reception of it, though.
Yeah.
To even get that chance at all was a pretty sweet play, but Ingeman ends up getting the better of it.
He did get a good handle on it, boy. I didn't see it from the angle we were at. Well, it's going to take a lot to beat that young man there. He is definitely a quality goaltender.
So Trojans giving up a shorthanded chance here, but Ingeman makes the stop. They're trying to build on a 2-0 lead here. Cool, sliding it across. They get set up, a lot of traffic in front. Shot on, Weigel to save, rebound tapped out toward the blue line, but kept in. Give and go in the corner, then back out to the point. Jack Hartle swinging it across. Britton Alstead, that one deflected. Weigel doesn't know where it is. He thought it was up in the net. It was actually behind him. But Spud's able to get there at least to clear it partially out of there. Alstead back out to the point. Jack Hartle throwing that one on net with a screen in front. Cool. Pass broken up, but they'll keep possession with Alstead. Under a half minute to go now in the power play. Wayzata already leading 2-0 against a young Moorhead squad. Hartle is wrestled down. That is going to be another penalty.
It should be.
Yep. I was just about to say, boy, Moorhead trying to take advantage of being short already, and and the referee, honestly, he gave it a long look. He gave him a chance to let go.
Yeah.
And it would have been. Oh, looks like they're going to take them both. Okay, even it up. As Joe Corton and Jack Hartle will each go. Yep.
Boy.
Retaliation.
Dumb. Had a power play all set up, and you do that. Keep the emotions out of it, pal.
Well, and it's interesting, and when we talked with Pat O'Leary in the intermission of that first game, when he was talking about, guys new to the varsity, he said, do you want to see how they react to things like maybe not getting the call you're thinking of getting? And okay, there's an example.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thrown down the rink here. So a brief power play still for Wayzata, but then they'll be even up.
I hate to say it this early in the game, but I think it's critical that Moorhead kills this penalty. 3-0 down to these guys is not going to be easy to come back in.
So now even at 5 skaters aside here after the coincidental second penalties there. Wallen trying to spin out of there and gets it over. Trying to sneak it home was Krasnicka. Down for Wallen there. First to it though was Songstead. And now deflected loose at center. Under a minute to go now in the first. Here's Wallen, nice little move there. Shooting, Weigel to stop. Rebound lays loose for a moment. Now back out to the point, Sauer. Giving it to Jack White. Throws that one just wide. Jake White, excuse me. Madsen making a little move there. He'll bank it out to White. The tip in front, and Weigel is ready for that one as Cade B. St. Hubert got a piece of that, and then a couple guys going toe to toe, nose to nose a little bit there.
Boy, Moorhead's defense is just kind of lost in the middle of this shuffle right now. They're kind of confused as to handle. I mean, Wayzata's getting great opportunities in front with tips and impossible rebounds.
You're seeing already, I think that's kind of been drilled into the Wayzata guys, is somebody is camping in front of Weigel on almost every point shot, trying to take away his eyes and bother him a little bit, get in his space as best as possible. Hit thrown there by Creer. Now back out, Spuds trying to get something going offensively. Early on, they had some good chances, but not a whole lot since, with the exception of that short-handed try by Ryerson. Couple seconds remaining in the period, and we will reach the end of one here in our second game of the Turkey Trot tournament, and it's been mostly Wayzata in the first. The Trojans lead it 2-0 after one. We'll have more coverage here of Turkey Trot on CCX here in just a moment.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back to the Plymouth Ice Center. We're after one period in our second semifinal game tonight, where the Wayzata Trojans lead the Moorhead Spuds by a score of 2-0. Moorhead head coach John Ammerman is our intermission guest. And John, first of all, what did you think of your first 17 minutes of hockey you saw tonight?
Obviously, they carried much of the play, but if you look back at it, we had a couple of grade A opportunities that their goaltender stops. They score a power play goal on a miss clear by us, and then they get a funny bounce, and it's 2-0. I thought our goaltender was outstanding. I think there's plenty to like on our end, but obviously we have our work cut out for ourselves.
What are your expectations for this team coming into the season? You're coming off a state tournament appearance last year.
Yeah, the expectations for us don't change. You know, early in the year there might be some bumps and bruises just with turnover on rosters, but the end goal is to get to St. Paul and do our damnedest. But yeah, there's a lot to like about this team. We'll find out. I think as this weekend goes, we have a lot of green guys. We're going to get better with every period. That's our starting point, and hopefully the second period is even better.
How much does this weekend help the younger guys, especially playing in front of a crowd like this and playing against the kind of competition you're playing against?
Absolutely. I mean, they get thrown into it, right in the deep end. Last weekend we saw Maple Grove, Cretin-Durham Hall, and a few other very strong teams in scrimmages. But this is a whole different atmosphere. So, fun opportunity for those kids, and it's really fun to see them grow.
You said you played pretty well in the first period, but still, what needs to change periods 2 and 3? Yeah,
and you know what? That's a starting point. Like I said, they had the better of the play, but it's a 3-period game, and hopefully we can get a few lucky bounces here.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck the rest of the night and the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right, it's 2-0 Wayzata leading Moorhead after 1 period of play. We'll take another break. Back with more of our first intermission from the Plymouth Ice Center and the Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament after this. Welcome back to the Plymouth Ice Center. Wayzata boys hockey leading Moorhead 2-0 after 1 period of play. It's always fun when we come to tournaments like this and see athletes from other sports that come out to support their classmates. Zach Brown is one of those guys, a Wayzata high school senior and a baseball player. And how much you have fun just coming out to watch hockey or basketball or whatever you might watch when it's not baseball season?
Oh yeah, it's awesome supporting my friends and classmates. I know a lot of guys on the team. It's awesome to see that they're doing well and up 2-0 after the first period.
You recently committed to play college baseball at Minnesota Duluth. Congratulations on that. What went into your decision and your choice of UMD?
I wanted a big school atmosphere in a different sport. I got that there with hockey, and then a great baseball program with Duluth, and a great coaching staff along with the everything else. So it felt right for me and my family, and I'm really happy with how it worked out.
And you know some other guys going up there, right, next year as well?
Yeah, two of my teammates actually from Minnesota Icemen, both from Maple Grove, just committed there recently, and I'm really excited to play with them again.
Tell me about the Iceman program and how that program has helped you in your development.
Yeah, it's shout out to my Iceman guys. You guys are awesome. The coaches, owner Justin Kaminsky and Ryan Sutter, you guys helped me so much throughout my process. That was awesome. I really recommend it. If anyone's out there looking for a program, Iceman baseball is the way to go.
How many games do you end up playing during a season playing for them?
20 to 30 games, traveling around the country, Midwest. Really competitive, really awesome atmosphere. It's the best. I loved every second of it.
Is that fun too, being able to play baseball and traveling around like I'm sure you did growing up, travel baseball?
Yeah, travel. You asked about travel baseball? Yeah, travel baseball is great. My dad was actually my coach all the way up. Awesome time, you know, it's really enjoyable. And seeing a bunch of the guys, being able to play with them now is awesome. So really happy.
A few months till the high school season starts. What are your expectations for Wayzata next spring?
We're really deep this year. There'll be a very competitive team within our team. I think we have a great chance this spring. I'm really excited. We got a great coaching staff and great players returning. So
you always got some good teams in your sections. What do you think you're going to be able to do better to maybe get to the state tournament in 2023?
I think our offense has to be hot, and our pitching staff is really deep this year, which should help us through that tough section tournament. I know this section this year is going to be tough, and we got to give it our best game every game. So.
Finally, question about Duluth again. It's nice just to have this decision behind you. You can focus on your last year of baseball before you go off to college.
Oh, it's a lot of stress off my back. It's really nice because you know in the spring you have to base it off your performance, and now I can just go play ball and have fun. So.
You enjoying the game tonight?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
All right, Zach. Thanks for taking time with us. Good luck at Duluth, and we'll see you in the spring.
For sure. Thank you.
Zach Brown, Wayzata senior and Wayzata baseball player. Right now watching his Wayzata Trojans classmates leading Moorhead 2-0 in the second semifinal here on night one of the Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament. Jay and Dan back with the second period right after this. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center, home of Wayzata hockey. The Trojans hosting the Turkey Trot with us again this year as a 20th Turkey Trot tournament. 2-0 Wayzata after one over Moorhead. As we'll take a look at some of the first period highlights, and it was a pretty eventful start actually.
Yeah.
And both teams getting some opportunities, including this great one here. Really kind of a 3-on-1 for Moorhead, but a great save there by Will Engelman to keep the Spuds off the board. Then Wallen going hard to the net, and Weigel sharp there on the stop. And another good opportunity here as it bounces and skitters over the top of the net. Wallen dropping it back, gets it back, and Weigel a stop there. And the pass going down low to Wallen. Bounces over to the other side, and Woznicka waiting there to pop that one in. Power play goal there, made it 1-0. Then the bad bounce. It didn't directly go in the net, but obviously led to it as Jibber Cool or Madsen Cool popping that one in for the Trojans as they take a 2-0 lead. And I really can't disagree with what Coach Eimerman said about his goalie. Actually played very well. They had a couple bounces that didn't go their way, but you see the shots overall kind of favoring it. Wayzata, fair to say they outplayed them for sure. I mean, they got the 2-0 lead, but also just if you look at the opportunities, the offensive zone time definitely was a Wayzata period.
Yeah, the scoring chances were quite dramatic, and there's differentials there between the two teams. And right now, Wayzata's looking to be dominant. A 2-goal lead right now. Moorhead's got to pick it up. They got to do something and don't let Wayzata score again this period, but they won't come back to 3 goals down.
Take one more break here and then come back with period number 2 here. The winner gets Maple Grove in the championship game of the tournament after the Crimson beat Edina 2-0 earlier tonight. Welcome back here as you get a look there, heading to his huddle there. The freshman, Jacob Krasnicka, already a goal and an assist in his first varsity game. And Hanson Cool at the other goal for Wayzata. They lead it by a score of 2-0. I think fair to say Pat O'Leary probably a little happier than Emmerman with what he saw, but you know it's one period, both wins. Whether you're the team that's ahead or the team that trails, it's just an early part of the process. And I don't mean to say you don't take into account what happened that first period, but you just kind of progress from there. And having a short memory is part of what you learn being a varsity player too. A lot of these guys come up tasting mostly success all the way through youth and everything, and maybe somebody a little bit bigger and older gets the best of you on the shift early on, and that's part of the learning process too.
Oh yeah.
Here we go with period number 2 as Wayzata coming up the left side. Cade D. St. Hubert trying to get it through. Now he'll peel it out of there. Sauer at the point, hit Madsen, his teammate, with the shot. Madsen comes up with the loose puck. He's bothered there though. Madsen keeps it in. Miller, nice little spin, and it goes off the back of the net. Flipped over to the corner. Ice still a little bit wet. It looks like they're having a little bit of trouble making smooth passes in the early going. Here comes back out front for D. St. Hubert. We're going to have a penalty coming up though against the Spuds, a slash.
A little bit of frustration there. Rosen's coming out and dominating right off the bat here in this period. Well, I think we're still in November, and we had a pretty warm day today. Almost got up to 50, and it'll affect the atmosphere inside here. And got a huge crowd. It's warm in here.
Greer getting his second penalty of the game. There you saw the stick getting up into the chest and neck area a little bit. Push back down toward Wallen across. Oh, and a great stop by Weigel. That one could have and maybe should have been goal number 3 for Wayzata, but nobody told Kai Weigel. That was a great save. Down low with it, trying to stuff it in. Rebound try. Weigel down on his backside there, and then they're able to deflect it on out. Boy, Weigel, a couple of big saves already in this power play.
Well, you just said it, have a short memory to forget what happened before and do the best you can from here on in, and you certainly did there.
Wallen carrying it up here for the Trojans. Nice little move there. He gets all the way in tight, trying to stuff it home. Weigel blocked it. Miller giving it down low. Wallen going to the net, trying to put it out front. Weigel trying to cover it. They get it away, and now fired up and over the top as Weigel was in a sitting position. Miller knew he needed to elevate it, but he got too much of it, and he knows he'd like to have that one to do again.
Moorhead, we have a problem. We have a problem. Too many guys in blue are standing in front of our net. Nobody's touching.
Boy, look at that save on Madsen.
Yeah.
That was about as good as the one anyone had in the first period. The Weigel's made about 5 really highway robbery saves already in this game, or it could be a lot more than 2-0.
There were 4 right there.
Push wide. Now he's scrambling to get back over there. Boy, that puck was close to sliding in, but no goal. That time Weigel, I think, got a little tangled up. He was trying desperately to get from post to post there, but he was a little tardy getting back to the other side.
Well, if you got to move that much over, extended period of time, your legs get taken from you real quick.
Moorhead just needs a clear right now very badly. And they'll get it to center anyway. Jack Hartle picking it up for the Trojans. got a lot of good-sized D. Hartle is a small but skilled one of the bunch. Placed him at 5'7", 145. Now back out to center. Cade D. St. Hubert. Leaving it there for Alstead as Wayzata has about 20 seconds to go in the man advantage here, leading it 2-0. Alstead going to the net, trying to sneak that one through on the backhand. Moorhead's D really backing off a little too much there.
Got in too deep. They're not hustling out to the angle too. That wasn't much of an angle. You got to push him outside, get him on your outside shoulder, and keep forcing him out there. You see the movement there. Oh, he just took a bad angle. Got to be quick when you make that transition.
Spuds do win the draw and quickly get it on out. Under 10 to go in the power play here for Wayzata. Score. Oh, knocked down there by Ryerson. Ryerson out front for Ness. It's just off the tip of his stick though, and here comes Wayzata. Woznicka leading the rush. Spuds back to full strength. Return pass. Oh, and it just skittered away. And Wallen's pass misfired, and Ryerson leading the rush back the other way. Ryerson will shoot it, but he got it over the top of the net. Pretty good job back check to get back and take that pass away there and kind of force Ryerson maybe into a shot that he wasn't really wanting to take there, but he missed the net.
At that point, you've got to hit the net. You had two of your teammates coming right down to the net. Force a rebound, force something, but don't miss the net.
Tipped ahead to Ness. Drops it back.
Oh, there you go.
Kicking one out, a big rebound. Now a tip out front and they score on the rebound.
There we go.
Ryerson puts it home. Best shift the Spuds have had in a while, and it pays off as Ryerson will tuck home the rebound.
It's amazing what happens when you put the puck in the pads of the goalie. Oh, just a good, hard-working, dirty, gritty goal.
I got the feeling some of their older guys there, Ness, Ryerson, wearing the C's, that they were like, it's time we make something happen.
Yeah, well, they got into it hard. Good shot right there. And they were right in front. But he kept it low, he put it in the pads, and you can't glove it, you can't blocker it off. You got to let it hit your pads, and sometimes you're not sure where it's going, and it causes the rebound, and bang, Moorhead's on the board.
Arnold and Ness will get the assist on Ryerson's first of the year at 3:29, and the defenseman was there, but Ryerson did a good job of being strong with his stick, keeping the stick on the ice, and he made that rebound look easy, even though Alex Score was trying to tie him up.
Well, that's why he's the leading scorer coming back this year. 14 goals last year.
Ooh, nice little move to the net there. Didn't quite work out, but it's pretty. Bud's able to get it out. Here comes Alderson. Well defended by Sauer. Well, Moorhead is struggled at times for sure in this one, but now within 2-1. And this will be icing call coming up against Wayzata.
Well, anytime you score a goal, it gives you a little bit of life. You find your legs all over again and stuff like that. Coach O'Leary shouting out some instructions. Looks like the Spuds are waking up now. Good hockey player right there. 25 points last year. 7 power play goals. If we get a power play, watch for him.
Oh, good recovery there after falling down by Jake White. But ice tilting the Spuds' way a little bit here for the first time in quite a while. After they got that goal and trying to battle back and see if they can't tie this thing up.
As a coach, you're looking at this, you're not quite sure what you're going to get. It's like Pat O'Leary said, let's see what kids do in situations.
Here's Miller going to the net. Penalty coming up here against the Spuds. And took away a scoring chance there. Going to be a holding call. And it'll be back to the power play here. Not probably too bad a penalty to take in that circumstance, although Colin Baumgartner didn't want to give an easy opportunity there to Miller.
Boy, Miller's sneaky quick getting around that corner, isn't he?
Edina leading Maple Grove 2-1 in the JV game, JV tournament going on at the same 4 schools on Rink C here at the Pick.
Yeah, it's really great they have that part of the tournament too in the JV.
Wallen carrying it up the left side, now cutting it middle. Here's Miller back for Wallen. Miller into the circle. Nice shot block there though by Creer. And the Spuds able to dump it down as Will Ingman will stop it here. Played ahead to Miller. Finn D. St. Hubert giving it up to Reese Wallen. Wallen carrying it in.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he's, oh, nice shot.
Matson putting one on net. Weigel, I was going to say, Wallen, I think, doesn't have a point tonight, but I think you could make a case that he's been the best forward for Wayzata.
No question. He's created a lot of opportunities. He's just smooth. And he's deceptively fast for a guy his size. He's 6'2". There's got to be some college and pro scouts that are watching him real close.
Poole going to the net here. Gets another opportunity at it, and it's up and over the top. See if it'll stay inside the zone here. Looks like it will. Moorhead got a stick on that one. Off the draw. Oh, bad break for the Spuds as it hits the referee.
Yes, it did.
Back to center. Poole picking it up. Fights through the first couple guys. Keeps on battling. Got the puck back briefly there, but then Moorhead able to get it out.
I asked once what it was with if a referee, gets hit by a puck or interferes with a puck or something. The official designation of a referee in hockey is part of the rink.
Yeah, and that'll be offside.
Yeah. Wow.
Is that a little less than smooth on a couple of zone entries here?
Well, Moorhead's starting to exert itself, push back a little bit, so give him some disruptions.
Yeah, he was over on the right side there.
Yeah.
KP St. Hubert didn't hold the line. Yeah, I agree. Moorhead has certainly played much better here in the second period. Taking more penalties than they'd like, though. I mean, I think that's part of what tilted the game in Wayzata's favor.
Agreed. But Guy Weigels also woke up too. He's done a tremendous job here. This is the last goal.
Penalty time is over, so the Spuds have killed it off. Weigel clearing that one out. This is going to be not going to be icing because it went right at a Wayzata player who was exiting the ice. Carried into the Moorhead zone there by Lucan Huff. Now popped in the air. Koznicka, nice strength to stay with that one. Now back across. Wallen trying to tuck it in. Weigel laying down. Puck never went across the goal line. Weigel scrambling around on his back there, trying to cover it.
He got his catching glove flat on the ice and it blocked the puck from going in on the short side.
Back pass there. Ryerson jumping in, trying to take it. Now Wallen picking it up for Wayzata. He'll dump it on in. Weigel ringing it around, looking way long with it here for Kraft. Kraft shooting, and Ingeman the stop there, and then he got chopped at a little bit, and Wayzata didn't like it. Yes, I believe it was on the way by, gave him a little tap, and the guys in blue noticed that right away.
You see coming in, Wally was in great position. Look at that, he just got that catching glove down just enough to stop the puck from going in. And here's another good opportunity. I like the fact that he again hit the goalie. He could have got a little lower, got it into the pads.
Let's see if we have, we are going to have, looks like a penalty on each side. So they'll stay at 5 aside, but they do take one. I was going to say, it looked like there was enough there that I was surprised there wasn't penalty. Well, it turns out there is one on each team there. And that leads me to believe that they also noticed the little shot, you know, the start of that from Ness. So
It's really not a penalty box, Jay. It's a cooling off box.
turnaround try here, and it's in.
Look
Joe
at that.
Corton powering it through Wingeman, and Moorhead has tied it up. Corton tucking that one away. It looked like Ingman had it maybe blocked, but he just pushed it through him.
And he's not happy. He is not happy. Just goes to show you, put a puck on the net, anything can happen. Yeah, we got a tie game. Here we go.
Was asking about college commits, and they said Joe Corton's going to North Dakota for golf. So excellent player in that sport.
We can live with that. We can go play golf in North Dakota, but he can't play anything else for him. Oh, we got a little life in the Spuds now. Look out. Here we go.
Kind of goes back to what we said right at the start of this period. Whether you're the team that was down 2-0 or up 2-0, you can't be thinking about what went on in the first period, and there's no better example than what we're seeing so far here in the second.
Oh, it's the wonderful thing about hockey is you watch just got in between, 5-hole. He took a stick away. Oh my gosh, and he found it. But the tempo and the momentum of the game can change in an instant. You know, you could be down, 3-4, and all of a sudden you've tied it up. Especially if you get some really good goaltending.
Yeah, and Weigel, I mean, let's not forget, Wayzata had chances to put a few more away, both in the first period and early in the second.
Yeah. They
could have easily been ahead more than 2-0. So Weigel, you give him a pat on the back for keeping them in it, and then the teammates for coming alive offensively.
Well, we were talking in the first game about a short memory too, about, forget it, just move on.
Alstead pushing it down to the corner, a little 2-on-1 and close, and that shot going just wide there. And Huron got an attempt. Back toward the Wayzata line, Sauer picking it up. Spuds had to wait up there, the forward in deep there, so Brooks Cullen lofts it to the corner. 6:40 to go in the second. Moorhead coming alive in a big way. They trailed 2-0 after one. Now we're even at 2. Lindbergh chased back here. Now a long bank pass ahead as he's able to find Cullen, dropping it across. Now the trailer was Ryerson. It hops away from him. Freer at the point, trying to go back to Ryerson. Picked up down low there by Kraft.
Good back checking by the Trojans where they avoided that problem.
Kraft chased out, knocked away. Oh, it's going to be a penalty though.
Oh no. Really? I'm sorry.
Brooks Gangler. Let's see what this call will be there. I thought it was just a pretty good stick-on-stick check.
I did too.
Got him for a Cullen red trip. Okay, yeah, he did get into the leg there. Much better legit call than I had first thought there.
Was that on a Moorhead player named Cullen? When will the line stop? My gosh.
So Trojan short-handed here. Ooh,
welcome to high school hockey.
So we'll see if the Spuds keep things going on the power play here as they try and take the lead. Ness going to the net. Backhander, off the glove of Ingerman and trickled just wide. Weigel stopping it here. Oh, and Koznicka nearly had the steal. And force him back anyway here as Ryerson picks it up.
Now there's 10 seconds of delay based on one poke check.
Spuds get it back here as Lindbergh now will carry it in. A defenseman trying to go to the net. Now back out to the point. Oops. Lindbergh was heading to the bench there, but they do a good job of covering up and keeping it in. Freer sliding it across. Not too much of that one though. Freer stepping up hard, but they still get it out. Here's Wallen coming in alone, shorthanded. Oh, a great move. Wallen to the net, and Weigel able to get the pads closed just in time. Reese Wallen, a dynamite move, shorthanded.
Boy, got some hands, got some hands, got some hands. Look at that. Whoop. Here we go. Whoop. Almost put it in that 5-hole. Man.
And the guy back checking there is not a defenseman either, and it kind of showed. Ian Ness,
Yeah.
Ian Ness coming back to try and cover that up, and he didn't really square him up and try and take the body. But Weigel was equal to the challenge, as he's been on a number of occasions here tonight.
Well, Wallen's really impressed me so far. They only had 7 goals last year, but boy, he has been a real actuator, so to speak, for the Trojans.
Able to clear it down here. Weigel will stop it for Creer as down to 15 seconds to go in the man advantage here for Moorhead. They've battled back to tie it up 2-2. They've scored the only 2 goals here in the second. And here is Portner, had one of them. Backhand try here. Engelman the stop, and then bodies out front.
Well, Moorhead's not afraid to stick their nose in there. They got that puck in there, and 2 guys got on it right away. Engelman had to jump on it fast. Coming in here now. What I like about this play, he gets to a pass, and then that backhand goes right to the net. Look what happens. Oh, we got another guy in there.
Off the draw, Trojans able to get control, but no angle to clear it, at least as of yet. That one went up into the netting. It'll be a face-off in the Wayzata zone. Penalty time has, though, expired, so Trojans back to full strength here. Boy, if you'd asked me at the end of the first period or even late in the first if we'd be 2-2 right now, I think I would have said that was very likely, but hey, Moorhead's really done a good job here in the second.
Well, that first game of the season is always kind of a killer-diller. You're not sure what you're going to get.
Yeah, and it's that mixture of, well, it's just hockey. You've played it for a long time, treat it like any other game, but then you know that's not quite the case either at the same time. Alstead fighting through a check. Puts the shot. It goes wide of the mark. You have Jackson Hill heading to the net. He was hoping to get a rebound opportunity. Dig forward along the wall here. Try and let them see if they can't keep it going now.
Yes.
Finally, they have to blow it.
But you know what's great about this tournament, Jay, is that all of these teams have winning traditions. They expect to win. They don't give up. They always think they're in the game. And it makes for a great, intense game no matter what the score is. I don't remember very many blowouts in these tournaments over the past few years.
And I think, too, part of it is knowing when maybe you're a little overmatched in a certain area of the game and knowing how to play in that regard, too, to keep games close.
How do you change angles as a D? I'm not quite quick enough. And little things like that. I'm going to cut a guy across the middle. I'm going to stay on the winger wide base, you know.
You see that, particularly when you get to like a section final or a state tournament, it isn't always the team with the most skill or the most firepower that wins. I mean, if you know how to play a defensive game, you get sharp goaltending, you know, maybe take icings occasionally if needed and that kind of thing, you can still be a winning team even if the other team might have quote unquote more skill or more firepower.
Just looking at the goaltender position, they can steal a game for you.
And that's why both of these teams give them added reason for excitement. Gosh, I'd like a lot of the saves we've seen here tonight.
Yes.
2 minutes to go in the period. Moorhead tilting the ice in their favor again as they get down deep. Fight forward along the wall here. Puck is still loose, so they say, okay, keep playing her.
Ooh. Got away with one there.
Back down the corner court and sending it across. It was just a touch behind its intended target, though. Base fly.
There it is.
A little 3-on-2, perhaps. Wallen firing and up and over the top. Might have been off the tip of the glove of Weigel there.
Good try. Nice setup. Good triangle move in. See, here goes wide. Center comes in delayed. Forms a triangle. Now you got two guys in front. Now you take that puck and you put it in the pads. All of a sudden you got two guys there for a rebound. But you can't knock it for trying for a hole if you can hit it.
Yeah, and it may have been the defenseman that looked like on the second look rather than Weigel that got a touch on that one.
You think so?
Yeah, it looked like it might have been off stick at the D.
Okay.
Spuds get it in. Cullen Wilson going to the corner, trying to throw it out front. Boy, they have worked hard in this second period. Just a lot more jump in their step all around.
Taking away space.
Even that one, they didn't get the puck, but they interrupted the breakout for sure. Under a minute to play in this second period. It's been a good one for the Spuds. They're tied up at 2. Back out to the point. And Weigel a save. There's a penalty coming. Puck's still loose, and now we'll get our whistle. But we're going to get a cross-check against Moorhead.
Yeah. Frankly, that's a good penalty. Considering what was going on in front of the net, that was a good penalty. But good pressure here by the Trojans. Get it out up top. Gets the puck low and down low. And standing right in front. Katie Saint-Hubert.
Greer will pick up the penalty. 37 seconds to go in the period.
But doubly important that he took that penalty to stop the scoring in the last minute of the period. Those always kill you. They're terrible to walk into a locker room like that.
So sometimes for defensemen, they'll list their penalty minutes as sort of a good thing, like showing their feisty. So he's got 3 penalties tonight, Greer. And sometimes you wonder if, some of the high-level guys are used to maybe getting away with a little more things if they played a little USHL or they played, the fall league. There is a shot where maybe some of those things possibly wouldn't be called, and I don't mean that one in particular, but.
Well, you learn a few tricks along the way, too, how to prevent it, how to hold the stick down, how to get the stick behind the legs without tripping it, how to lean to make them think about you rather than the puck. There's a lot of different things you can do as a D.
4 seconds to go in the period. An offensive zone draw here for Moorhead. Shot blocked and another try, and an Ingeman the save there.
At .7, I don't even know if they got a chance to get a shot directly off the faceoff. Oh, he tried. Whoa.
Ingeman batting it to the corner. And so we have reached the end of period 2. A much different second period than we saw in the first.
Oh, yeah.
Moorhead clawing back, and they scored the only 2 of the period. So we will head to the third, evened up at 2 goals apiece. We'll take a timeout here on CCX Sports. Thanks for joining us for Turkey Trot Hockey here 2022.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Through 2 periods of our second semifinal, the Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament, all knotted up. Wayzata and Moorhead tied 2-2. John Jacobson back at the Plymouth Ice Center with Pat O'Leary. And Pat, score-wise, completely different first period to second period. What did you see?
Yeah, I mean, I know we played pretty well in the first. Missed a couple opportunities. Will made a couple of huge saves in the first. we had a couple opportunities to score. We did that. The second period, we missed a couple early. Lost the puck in the D zone, got a backdoor tap in, and then we got a wraparound goal from behind the net. So we just got to clean up in the D zone a little bit, take advantage of our opportunities, put one of those in, and hopefully we're ready to go on the power play to start the third.
Every year you've got a mix of players who have been on the big stage before and new guys who haven't played varsity hockey. They're kind of fun to see how, one, they blend, and two, how they react to the bigger atmosphere and a lot more fans in the stands for those kids who work JV.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just you got to go figuring out adversity and, going through like ups and downs of the game, killing penalties, power play, scoring. It's just playing, 51 minutes, not just one period. So it's a learning experience for everybody, and that's why we love these great matchups early in the season.
You get to watch much of that first matchup tonight?
Yeah, we watched quite a bit. It was a great game, fast and physical as we knew it would be, and we're excited whoever we get to play tomorrow.
And 1 period to go. What do you expect, and what do you hope for in the third?
Just more of the same for us, obviously. A little bit tighter up in the D zone, take advantage of some opportunities. I think we've had some good chances. Hopefully we're ready to go on this power play. Whether we score or not, hopefully we get the momentum from it.
All right, thanks. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, guys.
Pat O'Leary, head coach of the Wayzata Trojans. Again, tied 2-2 with Moorhead after 2 periods of play. We're back with more of our second intermission live from the Plymouth Ice Center and the Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament live on CTX. 2-2 our score. Wayzata and Moorhead here. High school boys hockey for the Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament 2022. It's the opening weekend of high school boys hockey. We got to see a lot of great teams this weekend. Another great team from the area, ranked number 5 in the preseason poll in Class AA. Benilde St. Margaret's, 2 of their players have joined us all now. We'll start with Nick Palmer, and then how fun of it is just to come watch games like this, Nick?
It's really exciting. It's fun to get an early look at the season and the teams who are going to be playing this year.
Both these teams, or rather 2 of these teams in your section, Wayzata and Edina, is it fun to watch them and you kind of picture how you guys will match up with them?
Yeah, it's fun watching a lot of these guys. We've played with them when we were younger, played against them, and it's just fun watching the new guys come up and just watching their team grow and what they're going to be looking like for the upcoming season.
Tell me about your team and what you've seen so far through practices and scrimmages leading up to your season opener coming up Tuesday.
Yeah, so we lost a fair amount of seniors this last year, but we got a lot of good up-and-coming talent, and we're just kind of figuring it out as we go. We're really skilled, and we're young, and we're going to kind of learn on the fly.
Is it fun to watch some of the younger guys that are coming in? They'll have to step in and have big roles for you this year too, though?
For sure, yeah. We watched them a lot in the summer, training the last couple of years, and they're really taking big steps, and it should be really fun.
Your first game's Tuesday against Montemita. How much are you looking forward to that?
Really excited. It's going to be my first varsity game, so I'm really looking forward to it.
What do you know about the Zephyrs? Anything?
I know they're a really good single A team. They're usually in the state tournament, so it should be a fun challenge.
All right. Good luck this season, Nick. Thanks for taking time with us.
Thank you.
Drew Stewart will bring you in a junior as well, forward. How excited are you to start a new season?
Oh, I'm excited for sure. It's always a fun year with the guys, so we're looking to do well this year and take it all the way.
Is it fun to come watch tournaments like this and watch teams like this? Maple Grove, Edina, Moorhead, Wayzata, 4 really good clubs?
Yeah, no, for sure. Teams that we're going to play this year that we know are going to be good, so it's good to get an early look and see what the competition's going to be like and what we need to be prepared for.
How tough is it to play in Section 6AA when you got teams like Wayzata and Edina? It seems like it's the 3 of you guys battling it out each year.
No, it's tough, but I think that's why we love it. That's why we come back every year. We enjoy the challenge, and we just look to get past that hump.
What have you seen so far leading up to your first game that you like about your team?
Well, we got a really good group of guys this year, really competitive. Everyone seems to get along with each other, so I think it's going to be a fun year.
You guys usually have a tough non-conference schedule too, right? Do you like that, playing tough non-conference teams that'll help you hopefully prepare for section play?
Oh, for sure. I think every year we have a pretty good schedule, so being able to play those tough teams helps us for the playoffs, and that's when it really matters. So when we're prepared for that, we're prepared for anything.
Good luck this season. Thanks for taking time with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Benilde St. Margaret's boys hockey, again, one of the top teams in the state, ranked number 5 preseason, and they're good enough to join us here in our second intermission. We've got one more period of good hockey to come. It's a good one so far in our second semifinal. Who's going to meet Maple Grove in the championship? It's Wayzata and Moorhead, all tied up at 2 after 2. We're back to the third period after this. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back. It's the Plymouth Ice Center, the home of Wayzata boys hockey, the host for the Turkey Trot tournament here on CCX. Moorhead and Wayzata tied up at 2 apiece through 2 periods. And let's take a look at highlights from that second. It was a much different period, as John said with the coaches. Moorhead really showed a lot of spark. And it started actually with some great saves, as Weigel able to keep Wayzata from extending that lead. There were a couple times when it sure looked like they might, but Weigel able to stick with it. This one up and over as he in a sitting position there. And at the other end, they started to effectively get more pucks on net, and there's Ryerson getting them on the board with the rebound goal there about 3.5 minutes in. And then from there, they really played well. Here's Wallen nearly tucking one in behind Weigel. He got his catching glove down to stop it initially there. And then the Spuds shot on net there. They got a little tangled and gave a few shots. It was coincidental penalties on that one. Ness paying the price as he went to the net. And then it's a wraparound try by Corton here. It was almost like the defenseman sort of blocking it, I think, threw Ingeman off a little bit. And it ended up going through his pads there. So 2-2 our score. Shots still pretty heavily favoring Wayzata, although obviously the second period was tightened up a lot more with Moorhead doing a heck of a job there. We've had a fair number of penalties actually, with Wayzata getting the lone power play goal. Well, we'll see what transpires in period number 3. The winner will take on Maple Grove for the championship, and the loser will take on Edina for 3rd place on Saturday night. We'll be back with the 3rd here in just a moment on CCX. That guy, Joe Corton, scored the tying goal for Moorhead about midway through the second to make it 2-2, and we'll head to the 3rd, evened up at 2. Wayzata is on a power play here to begin this 3rd period for another minute 20. Ryerson getting to it, and we'll chop it back in. I always feel like, though, sometimes the beginning of a period is not a bad time to have a kill, because the other team's not really in the flow that much yet, and sometimes it's hard to get it going right away. Dump back out.
Absolutely.
Matson carrying it in to the corner there as he takes a bump. Now Wallen coming up with it. Wallen sliding it way high to the top. Down low they come to Reese Wallen, trying to tuck that one away. Now Kwasnicka will come back out top. D. St. Hubert is shooting, and that one deflects wide. Finn D. St. Hubert, that is, playing it down toward the corner, but intercepted there and banked on out by Garrett Lindberg for the Spuds. 25 to go in the power play now for Wayzata. Huff carrying it up ice here. Into the circle. Backhand try there. Pad save Weigel. Looks like the net may have come off.
Yeah. Well, Wayzata just got to settle down here now and set it up. Take your time. All you need is one good shot.
They're having a little trouble getting the net really solidified there, and Weigel lets the official do his thing there and then scoots back into the crease. Off the draw. Oh, Olstead sliding it across toward Cool. Penalty time is over. Spuds back to full strength, but Wayzata still possessing in the offensive zone. Oops, referee bumping a little bit there, but Sonstad carrying it out. So Moorhead gets the kill here, kill into the second and early third.
Well, it's a question now who can close, who can end this thing and shut the door and get the win coming out of here after two periods.
One thing you don't really think about is, the kids skate so much now and all that, but still conditioning, I think, can be a little bit of a thing in the third period. You got so much adrenaline coming into the night. I think you probably burned maybe more energy than usual playing those first couple periods. So we'll see in that regard. Although both teams obviously have programs with depth.
Well, yeah, but the pace of varsity hockey, it's a whole different ballgame when you start playing your regular games. I mean, even compared to the Elite League and all these other little leagues we got going, this is intense. This is for all the marbles.
Right, circling back here for the Trojans. Pass was tipped. Creer banking it back out for the Spuds. Then thrown right back in. Creer will go back to get it as Wayzata finishing a change. Tipped ahead, opportunity up the right wing there. Floated to the corner by Brooks Cullen. Now trying to center, but it was tipped away. And Kwasnicka coming up with it for Wayzata, gets it into the Moorhead zone. Ooh, and it banks out front.
There's that spot in this rink. We've seen it before over the years. There's one little spot where it'll pop right out in front.
Lindberg now broken up. Back out to center. Tip loose. Spuds with Kraft carrying it in. Ness going to the net. Ooh, Ingeman has to fight off that high shot. Shot back out to center. Spuds get it back. Kraft. Now it is picked up by Ryerson. And taken back here by the Trojans with Olstead. Olstead, a nice move. Going to the net, he fires, and Weigel with the stop.
Boy, that was a beauty of a move. Just a quick little hesitation move and bang. Went outside, came back inside real quick. Got a straight run into the goalie. Beautiful move there.
Baumgartner's not going to want to watch film on that one. I don't think his coaches are going to love the way he got roasted pretty good right there.
Yeah, the skate laces are still in the ice.
Long shot thrown on net by Hartle there, and Weigel will hang on, force a face-off here.
You know, we've been talking a lot, been a lot of talk about Will Ingeman and the net for Wayzata. Kay Weigel's played a heck of a game for the Spuds. He's really stepped up. Nice. .29 shots on goal.
Matson trying to dig it free here. Centering pass was blocked, but they keep possession. Miller throwing it to the point here. Hartle. And they tip it in to goal. Matson's going to get it.
Pretty play. Nicely done.
Trojans regain the lead 3-2. And Madsen's deflection.
What I like here, you know, you think that the defenseman back there at the point there has got to let these howling slap shots go. That was a nice little wrist shot that was directed real nice to his player who tipped it. Look at that. Got it off quick and tipped beautifully into the upper corner. Oh, got it to bounce down. Nice
Yeah, that was a little bit different, a little bit higher angle deflection than I realized.
Moorhead's got to settle down there. Up there the game. Just forget about it. Don't worry about it. There's still a lot of game left.
Hartle and Miller get the assist on the goal for Madsen at 4:21. Here they come again, but jabbed away from Wallen there by Creer.
Creer by far has been the best defenseman for Moorhead all night. He's just been sticking up in there and making some nice poke checks.
Cool's back pass there, knocked away by Creer. Has taken 3 penalties, so he's been on the ice as much as they would like. But yeah, he's the leader of that team, it looks like.
Well, a couple of those penalties he took were good penalties. Guys were right in front.
Wallen floating it back to Cool. Trying to go back to Wallen. Knocked away there at the last second. Songstead leading the rush back the other way. They get a little bunched up. Songstead fires. Wow, that one went off the blocker of Ingeman and just over the net. He was trying to direct it to the corner and kind of mishit it.
That was zeroed in on the upper corner, I think, too. Good save. You know, a lot of times these wrist shots can be really heavy shots that come up quick, especially on the release. Slap shot you can see coming.
Oh, nice pass and redirect there by Ryerson, but Ingeman was ready. The Trojans keep that 3-2 lead. Banked in behind. Huff paid the price. Now they keep possession. Thrown out front. Knocked away. Ryerson tipping it over there to Kraft. Ryerson picking it up. Trying to float the pass across the Ness, but intercepted. Here comes Sauer. The defenseman pushing it right side. They try to go back the other way, and now Ryerson. How much gas does this line have left over Moorhead?
He lost the puck. He didn't have much left.
Ahead now. Here comes Ryerson. Right side with it and thrown wide of the net. It'll come all the way out. Kick loose and Trojans up with it. Cade D. St. Hubert playing it toward the corner, tied up by Lindbergh. Madsen sweeping in. Now Creer. Floating it ahead. He'll go after it himself here. Miller getting ahead of steam here for Wayzata, but poke checked away. Back the other direction. And Blythe trying to control that when it bounced in on net. It'll force a draw here. 9:50 to go in the third, and Wayzata leading it now 3-2 as Madsen with a deflection goal. 4:21 into this third period.
I think he made a good point though, too. Not just fatigue on one person. Play's got a little sloppy this period. I'm not sure their legs are used to 51 full minutes of intense hockey right now.
Nice Nick up with it there. Stick lifted by Alderson. He'll throw it back in. Long pass ahead. Oops, it got away from Wallen. Thornton tipping it ahead. Defenseman fell. Ooh, but then a good back check there by White to help out his partner.
That was pretty.
Bounced around in front. Backhand try there. Ingeman, a pad save on court. Kind of developed out of nowhere. And the Trojans need a break here. They'll ice it.
All of a sudden, it just got, past 2 minutes, it's got kind of sloppy. You know, pucks are bouncing the wrong way. There's some turnovers. Nice play here. But, oh, man, don't let a guy get behind you between you and your goalie. Wow. Good save by Engelman there.
Spud's able to win the draw here. Lindbergh to the corner, trying to throw it out front. Now Creer at the other point. He'll bank it back down deep. Thrown back the other way by the Trojans here as Jackson Hill over to it. Now float that long pass over the stick of Gengler. Weigel. Now Sauer intercepts that, but jabbed out. And an opportunity here for Hasbargen. Second try, it's tipped over. There's Engelman with a stop. And they're able to keep it out. It's another kind of disjointed one that sometimes can be tough on a goalie. The pass didn't really make it all the way there at first. And then,
well, Kason Sauer, number 5 there for Wayzata. He's going for the pass. He should have stayed on the Moorhead player there. A little closer to make the play. You take the body out if you don't get the puck.
Yep. And we've seen that a few times in Moorhead's D2 where you maybe a little too overconfident in playing the puck, and you kind of have to start from the prospect of playing the body, and then if you can get to the puck, all the better. Thrown to the front, it's off a skate. Oh, and a nice recovery by Ryerson to break that one up.
Yes.
Just as it was teed up for a slap shot from the high slot. Ryerson getting in there, forced a turnover, but the pass picked off by Matson. Miller then throws it to open ice, taken by Moorhead. Songstead being pressured there, and here comes Miller. Miller firing. Goes up and over the top, I think off the blocker of Weigel. Ryerson back the other way. He plows through a check there. Ryerson to his knees, trying to stay with it.
Well, he's got some push in him, doesn't he? Ryerson's just really having a good period here.
Yeah, strong on his skates.
Yeah.
Here's a shot from the circle, that one deflecting away. Moorhead putting on a little bit of heat here. Lindbergh carrying it, now down deep to Ness. Shot there, blocked. Wayzata will ice it.
Yeah, it looked for a minute there like Moorhead had a power play going. They're moving the puck really well, cycling and moving around behind the net, keeping it low. Well, Jay, right now it's going to be the person who gets the dirty goal. They're going to have to get somebody in front of either one of these goaltenders. They played a pretty good game tonight.
Off the draw. Wayzata missed on a chance to get a breakout there, overskated it. Now deflecting toward the corner. Hammered out, it hit a player on the bench, it looks like there, so we'll get a face-off in the Wayzata zone here. They've had some trouble getting it out, and that's largely due to Moorhead on the forecheck. For Wayzata here, and I don't mean to say they're doing this, but you can't afford to be protecting a 3-2 lead. This is too many minutes to be thinking that way, and I think it's more to do with Moorhead really doing an effective job on the forecheck. Tipped into the Spud zone. Kosnicka trying to put it out front for Wallen. Just deflected away there.
Yeah, Wayzata's got to keep playing their game. They can't just sit back now and play a box and run or whatever to protect the lead.
Creer pushes it in deep. White getting that pass over. Wallen throwing a hit there on Wilson.
Now see how Moorhead's keeping their center high here. They got 2 guys down low, and they got the center to be the second forecheck, and then it falls into the defense like that. They put it down deep.
Can't get it out past Creer. He keeps possession and fires, directed to the corner by Engelman. Spuds keeping some pressure on here. They got about 6:15 to go. They trail 3-2. That one hopping over the stick of Baumgartner, so no ice. Wayzata trying to finish off a change as Baumgartner carries it back in up the right wing, throws it on net. Engelman kicks it out. Trojans get it out finally on the third try. Here comes Alstead, who's spinning away from a check there.
You saw him coming off the bench there. That could have been ugly.
In behind, Alstead trying to get it back. Jab loose there, and then it finds its way back to Alstead. Ooh, and he takes a swat at, wow, that was an interesting one. It looked like, was he playing the puck or was he playing it at Weigel there?
He was trying the Michigan move, lifting it up on his stick and bringing it up over the corner. See?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. God bless him. I love the attempt.
I thought he had lost the puck a little bit earlier, and I was almost thinking, I mean, even though he's in a shot attempt, it's almost a slash into the goalie there.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win the puck anymore.
And head high.
Right.
Ugh.
Weigel stopping it here and looking for an outlet. He's just going to end up dumping it on out. White coming back to get it. 5:15 to go. Wayzata 3, Moorhead 2. Entertaining first game of the season for these two teams. The winner gets Maple Grove in the championship.
All right, Weigel's getting rid of the puck. Let's get him a regular stick and let him start firing away.
D. St. Hubert out front. That pass broken up. Hasbargen. His pass was knocked down. Wayzata coming right back. Miller fights off a check and a little flutter puck. Ooh, a little quick whistle there perhaps. Weigel didn't quite have it contained, and some of the Wayzata fans groaning a little bit. It was kind of an anticipation thing, I think, a little bit. They thought he had it.
Okay, D. St. Hubert is a little upset probably right now, too. Had a good opportunity there.
Ryerson's pass off a skate and floated right back in. Weigel stopping it.
You know, for this early season tournament stuff, with both the first game and this game, I love the intensity these kids are bringing right now. They're playing really hard.
Lindbergh carrying it up the left side here from Moorhead. Ran into a check, but they keep it moving. Oh, and then a stick lift there as Ness tried to shoot. And overskated on the way out by Poole. On pass ahead taken from Krosnicka by Lindbergh for Moorhead. Lindbergh will chip it to the corner. Ness coming after it there. Puck reversed by Finn D. St. Hubert there. Now Cool. I don't want to play around with it too much near the blue line there. And it's going to be icing against Wayzata.
We've talked too many times about anywhere within 5 feet of the blue lines, you don't want to make a bad play because it turns into something really ugly quick. I think he's worked a little hard tonight. He's done a good job.
Yeah, Kai Weigel, nice outing here for the Spuds. .338 to go here. Obviously a little too early to think about pulling him, but that's something we'll be keeping an eye on if we stay at 3-2 here. Chip back into the Wayzata zone. Sauer back to pick it up. Chipped out to center, but then taken by Jack Arnold and relayed right back in. Reversed here. Sauer back to pick it up. Can't get it out, and that shot knocked down by Ingman and then cleared. See, it won't have enough to get there for an icing though. Spuds hammered around. Songstad. Court able to push it into the Wayzata zone here. 2:50 to go, and now lofted back out. This one might be an icing, it looks like. And it will be 2:43 remaining. What do you think here? Are we late enough that you might think timeout if you're Moorhead, or?
Not quite yet. I get it's 2 minutes or just under. I'm looking at this ice, Jay, and I'm seeing, boy, it's really chopped up end to end. I mean, these teams have been going up and down all night.
Play back down to the corner. D. St. Hubert able to float one to center, and then picked up by Matson. Nice job, then. He doesn't take any chances. Just banked it around the defenseman and in deep. Centering pass here broken up. Matson, a nice stick though to get a piece of that. Matson comes up with it. He has Miller with him down the slot. Matson knocked down. And floated to center, tipped ahead there by Brooks Cullen. He was alone for the moment though. Now gets the pass back. Hasbargen ran into traffic. Under 2 to play here. Trojans floated out. No sign of Weigel thinking about heading out just yet. Long bank ahead. Ryerson.
No, not yet.
Tried to get it back to Ness. Ness trying to turn the corner. Sauer came over to help out. Weigel's still in the net.
Well, he was going out, but not now.
He started and now played over to the wall. Banked ahead by Creer and then sent back ahead. And I guess they're fortunate he was still in there. Wallen couldn't get a shot. Creer up with it. He may follow them up ice here if they're able to get a clean breakout. But Wayzata trying to make sure that doesn't happen.
They're nice back off fortune. They're taking away all the passing lanes.
Now tipped in by Ryerson, and Weigel will head to the bench. Empty net to shoot at for Wayzata. Cool, nice pass across the wall, and he fires, and he hits the outside of the net. 50 seconds remaining. Wayzata leading by 1. An extra attacker on for Moorhead. Ryerson up the right side, trying to fight through Sauer's check. It's the outside of the net with that one. Under 40 to play. Spuds coming hard late. Little give and go. It trickles out front and cleared to the corner, but not out. Horton plays it down deep, and then they are able to get it out. Not going to be icing here. It doesn't go far enough anyway, but 20 seconds to go. Long stretch pass ahead for Ryerson, but it's knocked away, and the Trojans got it out to center anyway, and then hacked out. Nice work there. And under 10, the Wayzata fans excited. Looks like they're going to be able to hold on. Will they get one more here? Second try at an empty net. It bounces away, but it doesn't matter. Wayzata hitting the only goal of the third, and they end up winning it by a score of 3-2. All in all, pretty entertaining for a first game of the year, I'd say, Dan.
Out of all the games, it was probably one of the better games we've watched. It was interesting, exciting, fast-paced, intense. A lot of fun. Good goaltending. Boy.
Great first period for Wayzata. Moorhead dominated the second, and then Wayzata getting the only goal of what was overall, or I guess, a pretty even third period. So Trojans do come out on top. Moorhead has to like the way their team responded after falling down early, so we will set up our day 2 of the tournament with Edina taking on Moorhead in the third place game, and that'll be the 5 o'clock game now. As we said earlier, Moorhead is going to play the early game either way, so as it turns out, it will be the third place game followed by the championship, where we'll have Maple Grove versus Wayzata for that title game. 2 more good games tomorrow night.
We really like. Yeah, we got some excellent hockey to watch from both games. I'll be anxious to see Edina and Moorhead play, because Moorhead played a really intense game tonight, so it should be a good one tomorrow.
To look at the past champions in this tournament, Edina obviously will not repeat here in 2022, as they were the champion last year, and unfortunately we didn't get to have a tournament in 2020. Maple Grove the winner in 18 and 19, and they'll try and add.
Could be.
And Moorhead hasn't been in this tournament all that long, so they have not yet won it. Wayzata, it's their own tournament, but they don't schedule light, so they haven't won it since 2015. they'll try and change that on Saturday night. Well, come back and join us here either in person at the Pick or on TV or online Saturday night for more of the CCX Turkey Trot Tournament. Again, it'll be Edina versus Moorhead for third place, and then Maple Grove Wayzata for the championship. For Dan Ficken, John Jacobson, and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. So long for now from night number 1 of the Turkey Trot Tournament from Plymouth Ice Center.